Hello, everybody. This is day four of the multi-group Mary's Mini. If you are following me strictly on YouTube, put a comment. Let me know how things are going. I have gotten some comments from different people, both in the YouTube channel and in the Facebook groups. Some are saying that this has been a miracle for them, that they are finally starting to lose weight. Others have said that as of yesterday, they had not lost very much. But remember, guys, yesterday was just day 3. And so our bodies are different. Our bodies are tremendously different. I try not to weigh too much during the Mary's Mini. Some people weigh every single day. It just depends on you and your preference. The reason I try not to weigh too much is that I know my body and I know that I don't lose very quickly. And what I don't want to do is to get discouraged. And I will get discouraged sometimes. And so I don't want to put myself in that position. I might go on and weigh in the interim, say maybe Sunday, just kind of see where things are. And then my weigh out is going to be on Thursday of next week. That's Wednesday's the last day of the challenge of the 10-day Mary's Mini. And then Thursday will be the way out. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen this time. I am looking for hopefully 3 pounds this time. I got almost to 4 last time, which was really neat. This time I'm kind of looking for 3. I'm not feeling very thin right now. People have noticed that my face is looking a little bit slimmer. That's always nice, and not just people in the groups, not just people on this channel, but people at my job as well have mentioned something about my face, and that's usually where I lose it first. My hiney, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. So that's another story. That's one of those things that Mama gave me, and it just wants to hang around for a while. So, we'll see where things shift and what happens and so on. But I tell you what, as of last time, I am solidly now in the 230s, which is really exciting for me. Got about 80, 85 pounds to go before I'm satisfied with where I want to be. And I will be within that range of where I should be for my height as well. I have not been under 200 pounds in decades, in a very long time. I was under 200 pounds for probably about 2 or 3 years in there, but most of that time I was sick. I've had surgeries. I've just been a terrible piece of work. And I've only been relatively healthy for the last 2 years since I've been eating a whole food plant-based diet. The first year I was getting there. That second year, it's when I looked back and said, yeah, now I am really healthy. The first year my words were, I am getting so healthy. That was my first year, which I was. My numbers were improving, and I had lost a lot of weight at the beginning. Yeah, I was pretty heavy. I was pretty close to 300 pounds before I started all of this. And so I'm just glad that now I'm on the next phase where I'm starting to lose again. Because I'll lose and then I'll gain with, a variety of different reasons. And then I'll lose and then I'll gain. And so I've talked to y'all already before about some of those things that cause me to gain. And that's just life. Because if I get bronchitis, I'm going straight to the doctor and I'm going to take steroids because I want to breathe. And that's the only thing that opens it up really fast for me. That's just my life. That's the way it goes. But I have not gotten sick this year at all. And usually I'll get it by now because the kids are absent left and right at school because of something that's going on. And just, please, Miss Ridley does not want it. One other thing that really got me excited about what I'm doing with my Whole Foods plant-based eating all as a whole is what it's doing to the inflammation in my body. That when I found out through reading and looking at different documentaries and things like that animal products cause inflammation, actually cause inflammatory situations to occur in your body, that is all I needed to hear. Because it just happens. They're just there. So if a person eats some type of animal protein in the morning, your inflammation goes up. Then you do it again during lunch, that elevation of the inflammation markers go up. Do it again at dinner, it goes up. Your body's inflammation never gets a chance to come back down because you're constantly adding in those animal products. I didn't know just how bad the inflammation was in my body, not specifically inflammation, until I actually had it tested. I didn't know that there was a test for inflammation. And so it's called a CRP test. CRP stands for a C-reactive protein. I think that's what it stands for. I'm pretty sure. And mine was almost 6. And a normal level is supposed to be under 3. And so mine was fairly high. Not as high as some people's, but mine was fairly high. And the last time I had my CRP tested, it was below 1. Below 1. And my body, I can tell it. I can tell that it's below 1. Because I'm not hurting constantly like I was before. I was hurting constantly. Everything, all my joints, all deep in my bones, it felt like everything hurt all the time. And when that chronic pain started to, go away, I knew that it was because of what I was eating. And so prior to these Mary's Minis, some people, all of us are in different stages. Some people are starting the Mary's Mini to transition to a whole foods plant-based diet. And it's a great way to do it. It's a great way to do it. It resets the taste buds. It sort of resets your body in a way, because you get to, get some of that processed stuff out of your body, and, all of that stuff that's not supposed to be there, and your body gets ready for the new stuff, the good stuff. It also works on that part of your brain that Dr. Lyle talks about with the pleasure trap, where because the food is so concentrated with sugar, oil, and salt, all the time, your body craves more. It wants those dopamine hits that it gets whenever it gets all of that good, extra food, monster food. It's just, it's just so concentrated with all that stuff that makes us want more, till, it's very, very difficult to transition, because your body starts feeling like something's not right. But if you go on something like a Mary's Mini, or some people do juice fast, or some people do actual fasting, and some people do different things to pull themselves away from all that processed food and that food that's not good for you and those animal products, and your body starts getting used to feeding itself on a plant-based diet. That's another reason that some people do the Mary's Mini, is so that they can use that as a transition. Me, I've been plant-based. It'll be 3 years in December. You can't get me to eat things that are not plant-based. Well, that are not at least vegan. I've eaten other things that I know don't have animal products in them. You go to restaurants, sometimes they have oil in them. You go to some vegan restaurants, and the stuff is so wonderful and so good, but it does have things in it that are not necessarily plant-based. But as far as anything that's not plant-based or vegan, it's going on 3 years for me. I am not touching it, because when I first found out that animal products cause inflammation, that is all I needed to know. And my whole system has a little bit of an issue anyway, because of the RH issue that I was born with. So I just need to, every time I find out that there are some ways that I can reduce inflammation, I am always looking for them. But I never ever knew that it had to do with animal products until I did a whole lot of studying on this way of life when I first learned about it back in 2016. So it was December 1st, 2016 was when I took the plunge, and I'm not ever going to go back, because I like feeling good. I like this. I like the way that my joints are not constantly hurting like they were before. I like the fact that when I get out of the bed in the morning, I'm not bent over in pain like I was for so many years. I like the fact that I recover quicker when I'm not feeling well. Because the last time I had bronchitis was around this time last year. No, I think it actually happened, around this time, October or so. And it did not linger on for weeks and weeks and weeks like it used to. And so I really like that. So what I'm enjoying now is the prospect of that I'm actually going to start losing this weight again. And so that part has me happy. Those of you who have not looked at my previous videos, what I am doing with the Mary's Mini, and right now it's a multi-group thing. So I'm leading this with a lot of people, and it's so exciting to see what's happening with people all around, throughout the world, because there's some international people who are following as well. But the way that what I'm using these Mary's Minis for is strictly for weight loss. And so, and it's for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but it causes me not to snack. It causes me to stay on track. It really does. It makes my brain stop arguing with me when I'm about to do something, or I want to do something that I have no business doing. We do that all the time, and then we just rationalize or just ignore that little, voice and do it anyway. Something about the Mary's Mini, with its so few choices, makes this happen very, very easily for me. And so I'm going to continue with these sorts of things, these Mary's Minis, on a certain schedule. So I'm going to do it for 10 days because it's designed to last for 10 days. And then for 4 days, I'm going to eat my normal plant-based food. Trying my best not to gain any of what I lost during the Mary's Mini. That can happen, and it typically does. But when I'm focused on, oh yeah, that's right, I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that, I haven't gained more than a pound or two during those 4 days off. And so during the 4 days off, I just eat normal plant-based food. Then that following Monday, I start again for 10 days, weigh out the Thursday, eat regular plant-based food, and then start again the Monday. If I have a month that has 5 Mondays in it, because I try to start on the first and the third Monday. If I have a month that has 5 Mondays in it, then my break is a little longer, because I want to keep this at the first Monday and the third Monday as much as possible. And so we'll see. I'm just sort of starting to see some hope. And for those of you who have had a really hard time losing weight, especially if you've been plant-based for a while, it'll slow down, and you'll have to, it'll be something that you actually have to work at and have to be cognizant of that calorie density, because the calorie density is going to be your friend. Eat things that are fewer than 600 calories per pound or fewer, or less than, and so you make that determination as to whether you should eat that or whether you should not eat that, because whole wheat bread is plant-based, but as far as the calorie density is concerned, it's pretty high. All right, guys. Well, listen, y'all have a fabulous day, and I'll be back on tomorrow. Bye.